Alright, weird premonitions. Well, I had some vision. One time I had a vision. I was dreaming, and I don't know how it all came about in a dream, but I was like wandering around, you know, in the areas I used to remember, out in the country, and the kind of country setting that, you know, it's like in Ohio, where the Ohio roads are set up in like a checkerboard style grid pattern. But I always had this thought that I was back at this old farm area where I was out in the country, and there was some problems going on. People were going crazy. You know, people were running scared and running around, and I remember coming into the city. I was coming into the city, and it started raining really hard, and this is my dream. It was raining really hard. It was harder and harder and harder. The people I was with, you know, we were at this lake, and the water was coming up higher and higher. We were in this cave. I said, we gotta get to high ground before, you know, it floods out. So we ended up going up on high ground, and the water started going up and up. So we got up on high ground, and we started seeing chaos. Okay, so we went into town. We were warning everybody. You know, and the streets were starting to flood. You know, and people were in their houses, and TV was on. And on the TV, and this one, we were knocking on doors. I was knocking on doors. I'm telling them, hey, listen, there's a flood coming. There's a flood coming. And the streets are filling up with water. You can tell, you know, it's starting to go up to the house. And we're warning people, you know, get to high ground, get to high ground. And on one of the TVs, you can see this chaos going on TV, and they're predicting, you know, there's like tornadoes and winds and, you know, flooding going, and just tsunamis happening all over the world. And I said, listen, you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. And we were warning people, and then we were in the city, and it was sunny out. It was weird how it kind of jumped around. It was sunny out, and all of a sudden, you know, the ground started shaking, and the next thing you know, these giant boulders were falling out of the sky, and you can see smoke. They're like asteroids, or they're not meteorites. These were giant size, car-sized boulders falling from the sky, and I was up in the skyscraper, climbing the skyscraper, trying to get off the ground, and I'm looking down at the ground, and I'm seeing these giant asteroids hitting buildings and punching holes through buildings and hitting a gas station. And you can see people screaming and running around, and explosions and stuff. And I'm up in this skyscraper, and you can see everything just total chaos. Okay, and you see explosions and these giant boulders falling on the ground, and the next thing I know, I see fire, and the ground, the ground was shaking, and we got out of there, went up the hill, and you can see the water, kind of like you seen the scene in 2012 where the water was coming over the mountains. That's what I was seeing, and I was running after high ground. So we got up at high ground, and then the earth started shaking again, and it started breaking up, and you can see the lava below, and everything went black, and everything went black, and it was like I was running. I was constantly running, trying to get away from this. And I remember the earth was black, and it was cracking up, and there was lava. I call them like lava lines. It was kind of like you see a black ball where these streams and rivers of lava were all over, crisscrossing the earth. And I'm running on top of this, and I feel like I'm not getting burnt, but I feel like I'm on an outer space, and I'm hovering above this, and I'm seeing the earth completely turn to a cinder. And it was the scariest thing I ever dreamt. I mean, I'll never forget it. But that's not the only one that I've dreamt. And that was one of my prophetic dreams. And somebody described to me in one of my comment sections on an early. I had posted this a few years back, 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years. I don't know, maybe it's more like 8 years ago. And people say, "Oh, you just described that revelation." So it was another dream. Oh, shut this off.